Hey everyone. Yeah, the setting seems to be a little different, doesn't it? But I'm here to, I guess, give you a bit of a Raw review, a post-TLC Raw review. Um, honestly, like any other pay-per-view, I didn't order TLC, but I did download it. Probably one of the last times you'll be able to download something like TLC through torrents and stuff like that, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I downloaded TLC, and I have to say that some of it was pretty good, but I'll get into that later. But Raw last night, I mean, I know some people have a difference of opinion on Raw last night. Basically, we started off the show with CM Punk sort of, I guess, acting like some kind of award presenter and all that. And basically what he did is do this kind of like award presentation. He brought himself out, then he brought out Zack Ryder, and then he brought out Daniel Bryan. And the reason he did this is because he wanted to show that this is the beginning, I guess, of a new era in the WWE. Because now you have him, Zack Ryder, and Daniel Bryan holding 3 of the 4 prestigious championships in WWE, I guess you can call them. I mean, he's holding the WWE Championship, Zack Ryder's holding the United States Championship, and Daniel Bryan is the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, everybody says this was an internet, IWC, Internet Wrestling Community, YWC, YouTube Wrestling Communities, dream come true. And everybody liked it. Apparently the crowd liked it, they were into it. Punk mentioned that he and Daniel Bryan met each other basically 10 years ago at the Murphy Recreation Center in Philadelphia, which got a huge pop when that was mentioned, because basically what CM Punk is doing is he's mentioning, yeah, we met, doing an independent show. We met doing a Ring of Honor show down in, at the rec center and this Murphy Rec Center and all that. So that was pretty cool. Excuse me for a second. I don't want anybody to see what I'm doing here. I'll ask questions. Okay, sorry about that. But like I said, basically CM Punk acknowledged that he and Daniel Bryan had met, I guess, in the Independence, Ring of Honor, and all that. So, of course, this eventually led to the 3 heels that lost the championships to the faces to come out. First The Miz, then Dolph, then Alberto. And basically we had a bit of a brawl happen until John Laurinaitis came out and said, okay, you know what? I'm going to give the WWE Universe and all of you guys a Christmas present. We're going to have ourselves a 6-man tag. Now, is it me, or is WWE in some form or fashion leaning towards a Laurinaitis-Punk one-time match? Just like they're probably going to be leading towards a Cole-Bryan match for one time only. Because it looks to me that's what they're leading towards. Just as a kind of a let's shut them up or let us get them out of this predicament that they're in, or something like that. Whatever. But anyway, that was the main event setup for the night. Now, we did have matches, there's no doubt about it. We had Randy Orton and Wade Barrett in a rematch from the night before, and it's actually the 3rd time they met up within the past 6 days, if you will, within the past week. You had them meet up at Tribute to the Troops, you had them meet them in the tables match, and then you had them meet today, or last night. And Randy won by disqualification, thanks to a thumb to the eye by Wade Barrett, and Wade Barrett was able to take advantage of this, and thus put Randy Orton through a table. what else did we have last night? I'm trying to think, because I don't have, honestly, I have no internet connection right now. I'm here in the parking lot waiting for my mom to come out of her appointments that she has here at Kaiser. Anyway, one of the other matches we had last night, if I go out of order, I apologize. We had Beth Phoenix and Alicia. And Alicia, within, I think, two and a half minutes, beat Beth Phoenix. According to some reports, Beth Phoenix was legitimately hurt during the match. I don't know if it was that new kind of neck-breaking DDT-like move that Alicia did, or whatever it was, or if it was her rolling leg drop. But Alicia beat Beth Phoenix. Now, one thing I have noticed in the past 2 days, within the past 24 hours of that time, is there was no Natalya. There was no Natalya with her, so I don't know what's going on there. But apparently, Natalya will probably be back by her side in no time flat. Maybe Natalya's dealing with family issues right now. I don't know. But yeah, Alicia ended up winning the match, and I guess that's going to get her a title match probably next week or on the first Raw of the new year. Then we had a tag team match. We had basically the tag team match we had was the Primo and Epico against the Usos. The first time I think the Usos have been on Raw for a while. And Primo and Epico do win. What was funny is that Michael Cole, of all people, made a mistake. He ended up calling Epico Carlito. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but that's what he did. He called Epico Carlito. So, yeah, but Epico and Primo win. And what's funny about it is they didn't even get their entrance televised, yet the Usos got their entrance and pyro televised, which was kind of an unusual thing, because anytime the team you're going to put over in the match, as far as I know, even in singles competition, they're usually the ones that have their entrances televised. Then we had, I think, Jinder Mahal against Sheamus. Sheamus ended up going over Jinder. I guess this is sort of like a test or something they're probably putting Jinder through, because it looks like they're allowing Jinder to have some offense over Sheamus. So I'm just curious, they may go with Jinder here. But Sheamus, it makes it look like, the way they're making Sheamus look is he's going to be the kind of babyface that it looks like just when you look like you have him, that's when you got to watch out for that temper, because that's going to lead to your downfall. And then, of course, we had Cody Rhodes and Santino. Cody ended up winning that match. That kind of tied in somewhat to, I guess, according to some people, to the Royal Rumble, which is the next pay-per-view. And then we had our main event. Our main event, which was Dolph Ziggler, Del Rio, and Miz against Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and Zack Ryder. And what was funny about this is the heels all made their entrances, like they usually do, through the ramp, or, of course, Del Rio's case, driving in. But Punk, Bryan, and Zack Ryder kind of changed a little bit of that atmosphere by saying, hey, look, we're about the people. We're about doing things the way they should be done. We'll come through the crowd. And that's what they did. And it was a decent six-man tag, I'll say that. I mean, it definitely showed the abilities of all six wrestlers. But in the end, Daniel Bryan got the submission over Del Rio, and Daniel Bryan, Punk, and Zack Ryder end up winning the match. We also had, during the night, we had the confrontation between John Cena and Kane. First it started out with John Cena and Mark Henry, and then Kane. And basically, Kane, I assume, smothered Cena enough to cause some blood to come out of his mouth or something like that. And he took Cena's shirt for some reason. I don't know why. My only assumption is perhaps this whole thing with Kane and Cena has to do with the whole rise above hate deal. Maybe Kane's going to be the latest person to try to make Cena realize, hey, it doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how you act, people are always going to hate you or something. I don't, or they're not going to accept you. I don't know. So Apparently, that is, I guess, the goal maybe for this. That's just my opinion. But overall, it was a decent. I thought it was okay Raw. I thought it was all right. You know, I like I said, I like the fact that Michael Cole is just like upset. He's just pissed off. I like how they portray Michael Cole like during the night. You know, he is in favor of some heels. He has his favorites, if you will. But yet, you know, he... Hold on for a second. I don't want anybody seeing what I'm doing. But yet, you know, like I said, he has a... It's like, you know, he has his favorites and everything. But it's like when it comes to Ryder, Punk, and Bryan being the champions, it's like that's something he can't stand. It's like it makes him sick to his stomach. So my only thought and opinion and assumption on this is the fact that, again, like I mentioned at the beginning, they're going to probably lead to something between Daniel Bryan and Michael Cole for the world title, believe it or not. That's what I think is going to happen. I got a feeling, and I know some people may not like this, I got a feeling WWE is going to allow Michael Cole, storyline-wise, to try to get a shot at the world title, maybe with some stipulation or something that if Michael Cole doesn't win, then Michael Cole's got to be unbiased whether he likes it or not. Or he's got to leave the broadcast position forever. I don't know. So, honestly, I think this is going to eventually lead to Michael Cole. Maybe if they do something with Michael Cole and Daniel Bryan, lead to him losing, and not only losing, but probably being removed from the broadcast team and probably be more adjusted into being what is a manager eventually. You know, and I got a feeling Punk or Bryan's going to address either on Friday or next Monday Michael Cole's question at the end of Raw. You know, Michael Cole was asking Punk after Punk's team won, and Punk stood on the announce table with the belt. He was asking him, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" So we'll just have to wait to see if we get an answer. And like I said, I got a feeling it's going to lead to a Punk Laurinaitis deal eventually down the line, and eventually Daniel Bryan and Michael Cole. Just saying. Maybe even Zack Ryder might get a match against Cole. I seriously doubt it, though. But that's just my assumption. That's just my assumption on it. They did show a promo for another second 2012 deal. Focused a lot on the girl, and basically the girl tossing down a notebook. It had the word Chris. It looked like the name Chris crossed out on the front. And basically she's saying, you know, I can't help you anymore, or something like that. So there's a lot of people that feel it's Jericho because WWE has Jericho against Punk pinned in for the one of the main events at WrestleMania. But that's about the only thing I can think of, because everybody feels that could be who it is. And a lot of people feeling it could be Stephanie McMahon. You know, maybe even somebody out of the blue. You know, Skip Sheffield saying it begins on January 2nd. If it's Skip Sheffield, they're doing a heck of a job for him. Like I said, they're doing a heck of a job for him. Sorry about that. Somebody was looking, wondering what's going on. So, again, we'll just have to wait and see. And that's about all I could say for Monday Night Raw. If I was to give it a rating, I'd say it was a 7.5, 7.5 out of 10. Okay, maybe an 8. Let's just make it an 8. So, but give me your comments down below. Tell me what you thought. You think Raw was good? Do you agree with some of my assumptions? And I'll talk to y'all later.